Hi students, welcome to all four C-Learning chemistry classes. Today we are going to start session 22, the concept redox reactions of stoichiometry chapter. In the previous session I have discussed the concept of types of redox reactions, that is chemical combination, chemical decomposition and chemical displacement reactions. And today I will go for some more types of redox reactions. Let me start with, write down students, disproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reactions. Let me explain this type with the example. Please observe here. These two are the reactions of chlorine gas. First one, when it is passed through cold and dilute sodium hydroxide solution. Second one is when passed through hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide solution. The products are different because conditions are different, experimental conditions are different. Okay, come to our concept, disproportionation reaction. Let me take the first one. For both the chlorines, you can assign the oxidation state as 0 because it is a homodiatomic molecule, both the chlorines. We can assign the oxidation state as 0. Here, if you take the oxidation state of chlorine here, you will get it as -1 because sodium alkali metal +1, so you should get -1 here. Similarly, if you calculate for this chlorine, you will get +1 students. Alkali metal +1, oxygen -2, so rest +1 you have to assign for the chlorine present in sodium hypochlorite. If you observe carefully, 0 to -1 decrease in oxidation number, so you can name that reaction as reduction. At the same time, 0 to +1 increasing, so you have to call this chemical reaction as oxidation. In the previous session we have discussed some examples of redox reactions. In all those examples, one element is undergoing oxidation and the other element is undergoing reduction. Here, if you observe this specific example here, two chlorine atoms, that is same element, one chlorine atom is undergoing reduction and the second chlorine atom is undergoing oxidation. It means here the oxidation and reduction takes place on the same element, and that element is going into two different products. This type of redox reactions should be named as disproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reactions are the redox reactions in which both oxidation and reduction occurs on the same element, are said to be disproportionation reactions. Let me explain the same with second example. Here for this chlorine 0, here for this chlorine as usual -1 sodium chloride. For this sodium chloride, sodium +1 for 3 oxygens -6, total -5. So you should assign +5 oxidation state to that chlorine. And name of that compound is sodium chlorate. Here also you can write this is reduction, whereas this is oxidation. In this redox reaction also, same element chlorine is undergoing oxidation and as well as reduction. That's why you can also call this reaction as disproportionation reaction. Instead of chlorine, the similar reactions you can also write with bromine and as well as iodine. All the three, chlorine, bromine, iodine, can give similar type of reactions in different conditions, that is cold and dilute and hot and concentrated conditions. All these three will undergo disproportionation, that is same element is undergoing oxidation and as well as reduction. Please note it down, and then I will go for next set, that is next type I will go. Please note it down, students. Let me go for the next type. Please write down. Comproportionation reactions. Comproportionation reactions. Previous one disproportionation, this one is comproportionation. Let me explain with example. Here, if you observe these two examples, silver here +2, here it is 0. For silver here is +1. This is silver is +2, one of the reactant, other reactant is 0, and total silver go into only one product. Only in one product, and that too it has intermediate oxidation state of the oxidation state of same element in the two different reactants. This type of reactions are said to be comproportionation reactions. Once again I will repeat, students. The redox reactions in which the same element from two different reactants present in two different oxidation states will go into only one product. That too, in that product the element should possess an intermediate oxidation state of the reactants present in the reactants. Here +2, 0, and all the silver go in the form of silver plus, where oxidation state is +1. If you observe this example, bromide ion -1, bromate ion it is +5, and for bromine it is 0. Here bromine is coming from this reactant has +5 oxidation state, bromine coming from this reactant possess -1 oxidation state. Finally, all the bromine will go in the form of only one product, Br2, where the oxidation state of bromine is 0, intermediate of that -1 and +5. So these two can be called as comproportionation reactions if you observe carefully. Previously we have discussed about disproportionation reactions, where the same element undergoing oxidation and reduction into two different products. Okay. Here same element from two different products, from two different reactants into only one product. So simply one can say like this, comproportionation is just a reverse reaction of disproportionation reaction. Just a reverse reaction of disproportionation reaction. See, look at this example. Look at this example. Come from that side, bromine, both the bromines 0, one bromine -1 reduction, other bromine +5 oxidation. Same element, reduction and oxidation into two different products. So in this way, from this direction to this direction, you can call this as disproportionation. Now from this direction to, from reactants to products side, this should be called as comproportionation reaction. So simply one can say like this, comproportionation is nothing but simply a reverse reaction of disproportionation reactions. Please note it down. Then I will go for next type. Okay students, let me go for the next type. Write down the heading, intramolecular redox reactions. Intramolecular redox reactions. Intramolecular, within the molecule, of course. Let me explain with the example. No need of balance reaction for oxidation numbers. No, don't worry about it. Here oxygen -2, chlorine +5. If you do the calculation for oxidation numbers. Here for this chlorine you will get -1, for oxygen 0. This is -2 to 0 oxidation. This is +5 to -1 decrease reduction. So this is reductant, this is oxidant. Both are present within the same molecule. Both are present within the same molecule. And going into two different products here means oxidation and reduction. Both are occurring within the same molecule. It means oxidant and reductant belongs to the same molecule, present within the same molecule. That's why you can call this reaction as intramolecular redox reaction. Let me go for another example. PCl3 plus Cl2. Here chlorine -1, phosphorus +5. For phosphorus you can calculate X, chlorine 7th group element being -1. So +5 -1. Here come to phosphorus +3. Of course chlorine -1 and here this chlorine is 0. Here also some chlorine is oxidizing and phosphorus is reducing. But both of them belongs to same molecule PCl5. So that is oxidant and reductant both belongs to the same PCl5 molecule. That's why you can also call this as an example for intramolecular redox reaction. Intramolecular redox reaction. So write down the examples. Intramolecular redox reactions are the redox reactions in which both oxidant and reductant belongs to the same molecule. That is, those type of reactions are called intramolecular redox reactions. Please note down this, and with this we have finished off the types of redox reactions. See students, one should have the thorough knowledge and calculation ability of oxidation states first of all, based on the rules what we have learned. After that thorough practice only, the moment you see the equation, you can immediately assign the oxidation numbers for the elements which undergoing the change in oxidation numbers. And from that you can observe which is increasing, which is decreasing, and you can fix which is reductant and which is oxidant. And based on that we can assess the type of redox reactions also. And our next topic is balancing of redox reactions, where the calculation of oxidation numbers play maximum role in that. It's a chain sequence of learning. Don't neglect this. Please note it down. Then I will go for some numerical approach on oxidation number, simple numericals. Please note it down. Okay, students, please write down this numerical along with me. Write down. Suppose a compound contains atoms A, B and C, full stop. The oxidation number of A is +2, B is +5 and C is -2. A is +2, B is +5 and C is -2. The possible formula of the compound is, as given the options also, please write down the options. A, B, C2, B, A, B, C3 twice, write down students. C, A3, B, C4 twice, A3, B, C4 twice, D, A3, B4, C twice. Please note it down carefully. Even if you miss one integer, you will get wrong answer. What actually given the question? The compound is formed from the atoms A, B and C. The oxidation number of A is +2 and B is +5 and C is -2. The possible formula of the compound you should find out, and given 4 options. Let me check one after another, for which the net sum equals to 0, because all the 4 are given as neutral molecules having no charge. One of the rule for oxidation number calculation, the sum of the oxidation states of all the atoms present in the molecule should be equal to 0. Based on that, let us check which is suitable for that oxidation numbers. A, B, C2, let me check. A +2, B +5, C2 -4. No, not getting 0, +3, but he has given as neutral molecule, so that is not possible. Next, this one, A +2, okay, leave it. B +5, 3C, C means -2, 3C means -6 into 2, twice is there na, -1 into 2, -2 +2, oh 0. So this is the possible. Let me check those 2 also. A3 means plus 2, that is plus 6, 3 into plus 2 plus 6. Plus 2 plus, right, plus BC4, B means plus 5, C4 means 4 into minus 2 minus 8 into 2, plus 5 minus 8 minus 3, minus 3 into 2 minus 6 plus 6 equal to 0. So, this is also the answer. Let me check the third one, plus 6 plus B4, oh, plus 20, only C minus 2 into 2 never becomes 0. So, that is not possible. So, the possible answers are both B and C, where you are getting the sum of the oxidation states of all the atoms present in those molecules are getting 0. That is why based on the given oxidation states, these two formulae get satisfied. So, those two are the possible formulae of the compound. So, more than one option type, more than one correct type question in advance, but of course a simple question and basic knowledge. Please note it down and let me go for the next one. Write down this question, students. Which of the following, write down, which of the following can act both as oxidant as well as reductant? Given the options, nitrous acid HNO2, hydrogen peroxide H2O2, hydrogen sulfide H2S, sulfur dioxide SO2. Okay, students. The condition is the substance should act as both oxidant and as well as reductant. Means the element present in that can undergo both oxidation and as well as reduction. Then only it can act as both oxidant and as well as reductant. Right. Let me check the oxidation state of nitrogen here. Plus 1 minus 4, that is plus 3. Nitrogen has minus 3, minus 1 by 3. We have calculated all these examples. Plus 3, plus 5 are also there for nitrogen. But here it is present in plus 3. So, it can change it to minus 3 or minus 2, or it can go for plus 5. Both the things are possible for that nitrogen present in plus 3, because intermediate oxidation state maximum is plus 5 and minimum is minus 3 is also there. So, it can go for higher oxidation state or it can go for the lower oxidation state. That is why it can act as both oxidant as well as reductant. So, this is the answer. Next, come to this hydrogen, a non-metal is there, of course, it is plus 1 oxidation state. This is peroxide, where oxidation state of oxygen is minus 1. Oxygen can have the oxidation state minus 2, minus half, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. Of course, plus 1 and plus 2 are special conditions. So, you can write minus 2, minus 1, minus half, 0, but that is present in minus 1. So, from minus 1 to 0 it can go, or from minus 1 to minus 2 it can go. So, both the things are possible, both oxidation as well as reduction. So, that is why hydrogen peroxide can also act as both oxidant and as well as reductant. This is also the answer. Next, H2S, where the sulfur oxidation state is -2 because +2 for hydrogen, 2 hydrogens. So, sulfur -2. Okay. Sulfur possible oxidation state minimum is -2, maximum is +6. -2 to +6, -2, 0, +2, +4, +1, +6. So, it is present in least possible oxidation state. Least possible oxidation state. So, it cannot gain any electrons here. So, it cannot act as, because addition of electrons undergoing reduction means oxidizing agent. So, it cannot undergo further reduction. It cannot decrease its oxidation number beyond -2. So, it cannot undergo reduction, means it cannot act as oxidizing agent, but it can act as reducing agent because it can lose electrons. It can lose electrons. It can lose electrons. That is why it can act as reducing agent, but it cannot act as oxidizing agent because it cannot undergo reduction, because already it is present in the least possible oxidation state. That is why it cannot act as both oxidant and as well as reductant. So, it cannot act as oxidant, it can act as only reductant. That is the reason. Next, sulfur dioxide. Sulfur is present in +4. Just now I have written sulfur oxidation state -2 to +6 are possible because group number is 6, the maximum is +6, minimum is -2. Why minimum is -2, sir? After gaining 2 electrons, sulfur gets inert gas configuration, gets more stability. That is the reason. So, in sulfur dioxide, sulfur can go below +4 oxidation state, up to it can go for -2 by gaining electrons. So, it can act as oxidant, and by losing 2 more electrons, it can go for +6. Losing of electrons means it can act as reducing agent. So, in sulfur dioxide, sulfur can act as both oxidant as well as reductant. So, D is also the answer. This is also more than one type of question. The answers are A, B and D. Very important question, students. So, please note it down carefully, and then I will go for next numerical. Okay, students, let me go for the next numerical. Write down 1 mole N2H4 hydrazine, name of this compound, loses 10 mole of electrons, 10 mole electrons to form a new compound, Y. Full stop. Assuming that all nitrogen appears in Y, and no change in the oxidation state, just OS I am writing, in oxidation state of hydrogen. What is the oxidation state of nitrogen in Y? I am writing oxidation state of nitrogen in the new compound Y. Okay, students, let me explain this. It's a previous IIT question it is. Let me calculate the oxidation state of nitrogen. Both the nitrogens is same. Already I have discussed this with you in the previous sessions. Average and as well as individual oxidation state of both the nitrogens is -2 only. Let me calculate 2x plus 4 equals to 0, x equal to -2. So for both the nitrogens, oxidation state of nitrogen is -2 only. Even you go for individual oxidation states, both the nitrogens are -2. Of course, right, I am writing here. 1 mole loses 1 mole, I am writing compound, students, observe it, 10 mole electrons. Okay, leave it. 1 mole nitrogens. Here oxidation state of both the nitrogens is -2. 1 molecule I am writing, mole I am cancelling. By dividing I have got a number. 1 molecule of N2H4 where oxidation state is -2 loses 10 electrons. 1 mole nitrogen, 1 mole N2H4 means 2 nitrogen atoms. For both the nitrogen atoms I have already told you oxidation state is -2. Atoms loses 10 electrons. So divide with 2. 1 nitrogen atom with oxidation state loses 5 electrons. So nitrogen loses 5 electrons minus 5 electrons. So it will get +3 oxidation state. -2. Loss of an electron -1. Loss of 2 electrons 0. Loss of 3 electrons +1. Loss of 4 electrons +2. Loss of 5 electrons +3. So our answer for the oxidation state of nitrogen in the compound Y is +3. +3. So this is a previous advanced question. Please note it down. Previous IIT question. By that time the paper, the name is not there advanced, only IIT paper. In the screening test, I think they have given this question. Please note it down. Note down this matrix matching type question, because in this session we got only 10 minutes time. So before go for the next area of redox reactions, that is balancing of redox reactions, let me explain this matrix matching based on 2 concepts what we have learned in the previous sessions, that is limiting reagent concept and percentage yield of the reaction. I will finish off this under next session. Freshly I will go for the balancing of redox reactions. Please note down, students. I will repeat the data here. Column 1 reaction, write down, students. Column 2 at the end of the reaction. 2A plus 2B gives rise to 3C. It is 50%. Here 1/2A plus 2B 80%. 3A plus 2B 60% yield C. A plus 3B gives rise to 2C. Yield of the reaction is percentage yield is 40%. P 3 mole of C is formed. Q 3.2 mole C is formed. R A is limiting reagent. S B is limiting reagent. T 1.6 mole C is formed. Okay. Let me match. This is a matrix matching, right? And he has given the moles also, students. Please note down this question. I will write the data. Okay, students. Now I am going to give the given moles. Write down. 4 mole A given here, 6 mole B given. Here the given moles are 4 mole, 8 mole. Here the given moles are 15 mole, 20 mole. Here the given moles are 5 mole, 12 mole. Now let me calculate and match with that column. First of all, we have to decide limiting reagent. 4 by 2, 2, 6 by 2, 3. Least is limiting reagent. 4 by 2, 2, 6 by 2, 3. Given moles by stoichiometric moles. So, this is the limiting reagent. So, based on that you can say 2 into 2, 4. You will get here 3 into 2, 6 mole. But, students, very important, 6 moles actually you have to get. But what is the percentage yield? 50% only. So, into 0.5. So, finally you will get 3 moles of C only. Actually, as per the given data, this is the limiting reagent A. 2 into 2 moles, 4 moles gives 3 moles. So, I have given the same 2 into 2 gives 3 into 2 moles, because 4 moles he has given, 2 moles gives 3 moles. So, 2 into 2, 3 into 2, 6 moles, but the percentage is only 50%. So, out of 6 you have to take only 3 moles. Now, A is the limiting reagent. Oh, I have to match with R, and 3 moles also getting PR. So, A is matched with PR. Okay. Come to second one. Half mole, 2 moles is the stoichiometry. Now, let me divide with given moles by stoichiometry moles and let me find out the limiting reagent. 4 by 1 by 2, 8. 8 by 2, 4. So, this is the limiting reagent. So, make it as 2 into 4. So, you should get this as 4, because 2:1 molar ratio. So, 4 moles you should get, but percentage yield is 80%. So, 80% means you should multiply with 0.8. So, you should get 3.2 mole. Once again I will repeat, students, concentrate. Once again I will repeat, no problem. First let me fix the limiting reagent. Given moles by stoichiometric. 4 by 1 by 2. So, 8. 8 by 2, 4. Which is least? B. So, amount of product always depends on amount of limiting reagent. So, 2:1 ratio for these two. 2 into 4, so you should get 4, but he has mentioned that the percentage yield is only 80%. So, you have to find out only 80% of this. So, 4 into 0.2, so you will get only 3.2 mole. And here B is limiting reagent. B is limiting reagent means S, and 3.2 moles means Q. So, B should be matched with 2 in that column, that is Q and S. Next, come to C. First of all, let me find out the limiting reagent. 15 by 3, 5, 20 by 2, 10, 5, 10. Minimum is this, so limiting reagent. So, take this ratio, 3:1. So, 3 into 5 mole gives 5 mole here. 3:1, because I have fixed this as limiting reagent, and 3 into 5 gives 5, because mole ratio is 3:1, 3 into 5 gives 5, but he has mentioned the percentage yield is only 60%, out of 60% only you will get. So, you will get here 3 moles. Here limiting reagent is A. So, it should be matched with, where A is limiting reagent, R, and 3 moles again P. Again C is also matched with P and R just like A. Now, let us go for the last one. Let me find out limiting. 5 by 1, 5, 12 by 3, 4. So, this is the limiting reagent. So, you make it as 3:2 ratio, 3 into 4, 12 means. So, you will get here 2 into 4, 8. 8. But he has given only the percentage yield is only 40%. So, 8 into 0.4, finally you will get as 3.2 mole only. So, here B is limiting reagent, should be matched with S, and 3.2 mole production, that is Q. So, for A and C same match, for B and D you got same match. So, even though it is matrix matching question, please note it down. This is very important question, and let me explain briefing once again. This is the answer, students, so you can note it down. I will brief this. In this particular question, first of all we have to fix which is the limiting reagent, and then we have to go for the calculation of product. How you decide limiting reagent? By dividing stoichiometric, by dividing given moles with stoichiometric. 4 by 2, 2, 6 by 2, 3. So, this I have fixed as limiting reagent. Immediately one match R over. Next I will go for calculation. So, forget about this 2:3 ratio. So, I made it as 4 as 2 into 2. So, 2 into 2 means you will get it as 3 into 2. But you should multiply that with 0.5 because he has given only the percentage yield is 50. So, you will get as 3 moles. Okay, students. Like that, you have to solve all the options present under the first column A, B, C, D, and finally you will get these answers. This is very important question, students. Please note it down. Students, I am going to conclude this session with this question, and in the next session we will go for the balancing of redox reactions, and there are 3 different techniques to balance as per the board level preparation, and then we have to balance the same redox reactions with some technique within a very short span of time, less than 1 minute or less than 2 minutes, if the question is having larger numericals, maximum 2 minutes or mostly less than 1 minute we can balance any redox reaction based on the technique, and that is our conceptual learning in the coming sessions, very important, that is balancing of redox reactions. I will start that by next session. Thank you, students.